welcome. My name is Crystal. I am the owner of Compassionate Decluttering LLC. And today we're going to take a tour of my bedroom so that way you can get kind of some ideas about some things that we've done in order to keep ourselves organized. Now, my husband and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 cats, including this one. There are some things that we can't do because we're in an apartment, and some things that we have to do because of the cats. Come a little bit closer and I'll show you some of the things that I'm talking about. The first thing I wanted to talk about are some small baskets that you can put on your bedstand. That keeps things out of the way so that way they're not cluttering up the top of your bedstand. This surface area is golden. You don't have very much of that. So you want to have a small basket. You can make one, you can buy one, something small to contain all of your things. Now, if you'll come with me over this way, over here on the wall, I have a belt rack. This is very important because the belts are up, they're not on the floor or in a drawer in a tangled mess. They're at a little bit lower than eye level, but we can reach them very easily so that we're not stretching up really high or bending down low in order to get them. Hanging them on the wall is a really good use of your space. While I'm over here, I want to show you something else. Again, we live in an apartment, so we can't do major construction, but we can put over-the-door hangers or bathrobes. You can get a lot of different kinds, shoes, organizers, things like that. One last thing while I'm over on this part of the room, if you have maybe a collection of rocks or something heavy like that, and you have a door that doesn't really stay shut, this might be an opportunity to showcase a particularly interesting piece of yours. And it stays right over there. That's a doorstop. Now, if you'll come over this way with me, I have all of my stuffed animals up here on a wall shelf. The most important thing is that they're up here, not down on a pile on the floor where the cats can get to them, chew them up. You'll note that it's not a very high pile. You want to make sure that if you have a shelf like this, that it's at about the eye level of the person who's going to be using it. So if you're thinking about something like this for a child, you're going to want to have this down at the child's eye level so they can see them and then put them away. I'm going to show you one of the drawers here in the dresser. We have a small bedroom. This is not the master bedroom, but my husband and I have been able to put all of our casual clothes in the one dresser. Come on over, come take a look. Most of the drawers in this unit have these dividers in them. You can move them. They are different sizes. You can adjust them. You want something like that in there so that way your stuff is gathered together in a smaller area. These are very cheap. You can find drawer separators, most big stores, Target, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond. In this drawer, you'll also note that everything is rolled up. All of the rest of the drawers in here, they're all rolled as well. That saves space, and that way you can also see your things without having to dig through a stack. We'll talk more about rolling your items in another video, but I wanted you to take a look at the drawer organizers. With your display shelves, you want to have just your favorite things. You don't want to have it crammed with things, so then you can't see your things. Come on over. This tie rack is at about the eye level of my husband. He has all of the ties available for when he needs to figure out, okay, what am I going to put on? He wants all of his things to be right where he can get to them. So that's why they're at his eye level. Very important to remember that. Now, I folded these two in half so that you could see if wall space is at a premium where you live. Something you can think about, especially if you have 2 people that are of quite different heights. Maybe you could have another shelf down here, and that can be where scarves or necklaces, that can go. So that way, if you're really shy on wall space, you've got a contained area for your long things that doesn't take up a lot of space. Come over this way. On both sides of the bed, we have book baskets. That's really great. It keeps all of your reading material all in one space. It's not in a scattered mess all over the place. You want to make sure that if you like to read, you get yourself a reading basket. The way I did it is that I measured the width of the largest thing that I would probably put in there, and then made sure that the basket fit that. If you look down in here, the socks are in the drawer right by the bed. That way, If you're like me and you get cold feet every single night, you can just grab a pair of socks. These are already separated out by color, black and white. You could put one of those drawer organizers we talked about before, but that's not necessary. Last thing I want to talk about in this part of the room is the bed itself. When the bed is made, it is such a huge piece of furniture that it makes the whole room look better. Yes, you can say, oh, I'm going to get into the bed tonight. Why do I need to make it? Because of what it does to the look of the room. And when the room looks better, it can improve your mood. Something to think about. All right, come on over with me. We're going to head over into the closet, and then we're just about done. We have an over-the-door mirror over here. This is good if you don't have a large enough or long enough mirror in your bedroom, in your bathroom, excuse me. This is also a really good floor-saving device, because if you have a stand-up mirror, that just takes up floor that you could be using for something else. Come on in. In the closet, I have all of these in space saver bags. You've got your big heavy blankets, regular blankets, extra pillows, and you put them in there, suck out the air, and then they take up a lot less space. These space saver bags could go underneath the bed. We have cats and they will destroy it if they're underneath the bed, so they go up here. The wooden shelves in this closet, well, they came with the apartment. Here I've got hair stuff. Down here I have the towels. They are folded in a particular way so that they'll fit the space. Very important. We'll talk about folding them in another video. This bucket contains the 3 sheet sets for our bed, minus the pillowcases, but I measured the space of this wooden shelf so that way I would know how big of a container I could fit in that space. Extra rugs for when the cats destroy the existing rugs. What I have done in the closet is I want to make sure that I make good use of the bar space. This is gold because you don't have very much of this. We were fortunate in that there were 2 bars. This one is attached to the other bar. I haven't seen that before, but it made it so that we could make better use of this space. A good way to keep your space up here on the bar is to invest in vertical hangers. I wear overshirts with a lot of my camisoles, so I can select the one that I want and then go on about my day. Another example of something like that is a skirt hanger or a pants hanger. These come off so that you can easily get the item that you're looking for. This is where I hang my camisoles. This will also work on ties, jewelry, scarves, things like that. You hang them on the side that you want, and then you can easily select the one that you're looking for. A little bit more in the closet. I'll talk about some other things I have on the rack, and then we'll be just about done. I love scarves, but it's the wrong time of the year for them, so they're back there. Maybe later in the year, I'll move them closer to the front, so that way I can access them a little bit easier. But for right now, they're back over there. I like this style of hanger because all of the scarves are arranged in a row. I have arranged everything on my hook according to what type they are. So I've got the pants all in one section, and then the shirts. Mine are arranged by color. You don't have to do that, especially if you have a lot of one color. But maybe you want to think about arranging them by the sleeve type. For example, no sleeves, short sleeves, on up into long sleeves. All right, if you'll come on in here. This metal rack, I measured the space between the wooden shelf and the wall, and I found a shelf that fits this space. Put your things that you want to get to the easiest, right where you can get them. Things that you're not using as much, maybe seasonal decorations, put those down below. So that is our bedroom, and I wanted to take you on a tour of it, so thank you very much for coming with me. Once again, my name is Crystal. I am the owner of Compassionate Decluttering, LLC, and if you happen to be in the Northern Virginia area and you would like some assistance, feel free to look me up on my Facebook page and request an appointment. If you have any questions or comments, suggestions on videos you'd like to see in the future, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you like what you see, leave a like or subscribe. Thank you very much, and make it a good day.